from sister agencies in other countries that have similar product, and what are their experiences from the researches, from the treatment they have been doing, so that we can learn of and before becoming a person. So today's presentation, today's activities give an insight into what INNOVA is doing. Indirectly, it's a kind of human resource development. So it's like assisting the country also in strengthening the operational capability of cancer doctors within the country. So we have to commend it. He is actually one of the 3 or 4 modalities that are used in cancer care. If you were very attentive when he was making his presentation, he projected that more than 50% of cancer patients requires radiotherapy within the course of actually their treatment. One of the things that the government of His Excellency Ahmed Bola Tinubu is currently doing is to ensure that the agency that has been set for cancer control in the country, which is NICRAD, the one I'm heading, ensure that we have trained personnel that are periodically being trained to offer the required services. Currently in the country, we have there are about 100 plus trained clinical radiation and clinical oncologists. And through the activities of the Institute, we have phased our training programs to include those key stakeholders in offering radiotherapy services, from the radiation engineers. We are still talking and discussing with INNOVA. You heard what he said. There is room for collaboration, and he is inviting the country through this INNOVA to actually provide maybe probably an understanding to sign an MOU between the Singaporean government and the Nigerian government, so that at least we can have an exchange in a program. That is very key and very important, because through that the capabilities of our cancer doctors, to be specific care, radiation and clinical oncologists, and also the medical physicists, can be boosted so that they will be able to use it in the treatment of the cancers we have in the country, using those equipment that are coming into the country. So if you can, of recent, if you can actually recall, virtually we are currently having an upsurge of new cancer centers that are coming up, that are manned purely by the private sectors, and even the public sectors that we have, the government-owned sectors. Because of the experience that we had in the past of recurrent break partnership between the public and the private sector, what we call the PPP. And recently, virtually, almost like 50% of the centers that we have that are currently up and running, radiotherapy centers, offering the required services for the Nigerian cancer patient that we have, are being run through PPP. And you can see how the private sector are changing the landscape of providing these radiotherapy services and changing the face of cancer in the country. So it's actually a very important one, and it's actually something that is inevitable if you surely want to grow and develop your country.
Government have already strategized on how to improve number of the, we call it the workforce in the radiotherapy. So the government have already strategized through NICRAT on how to make sure that we start getting adequate workforce in those centers where we have radiotherapy services. So, and more importantly, there's own have a worker around, but able to put him there. So that all this Jagba syndrome or migration to other better places are nipped in the bud, because a lot of people are willing to work, but sometimes the incentives are being provided over there. It's more than what is being provided in Nigeria. So as government is now working towards improving the status of the workforce, I think that things are going to take better shape. Very beautiful because it's opening up the cancer space and going to give a lot of people opportunity to access radiotherapy and also to avoid this common delay and large volume of patients that are left untreated.
Yes, we do have a setup here in our Nigeria healthcare, and it's a joint venture company between the two, between Innova Singapore and Innova Nigeria. Yeah. In terms of our solution, in fact, our solution is definitely can provide the need for cancer care. I mean, we have gone through the solution to the region from Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore. Now we are ready to come into Nigeria market, and our solution definitely will able to provide very good care in treating cancer. At the same time, able to reduce out the side effect, which will be covered out later on in the presentation. All right. I think there are two aspects on it. The first thing, definitely in the capacity to build out the equipment required for the country. According to the WHO requirement, 1 million people should have at least 2 linear accelerator. And whereas in Nigeria right now, as far as we have aware, there are only about 30 over a linear accelerator. So if you look in that perspective, they are very short in terms of the equipment need. The second in that aspect is really how we can cooperate with some of the country, example Singapore, and we can get a cooperation not only to train out the resources, at the same time able to bring out the standard of care in Nigeria. What are the shortfall? I mean, we have seen there are two common cancer between Nigeria and Singapore, prostate and breast. And for breast patient, how could we learn from this country to make sure we're able to deliver the care much better? The major challenges is definitely a lacking of the resources in terms of the expertise manpower. We are looking at the radiation oncology, medical physics, radiation therapies, and that is also one of the reasons and why I mentioned about the cooperation. Could we bring some of the education program from the other side and start to work with our professional body here to bring them out and try to improve and increase the recruitment of this expertise? I think that is definitely one of the challenge. The second challenge we see from here is the infrastructure requirement to install the system will be another challenge we face. And for us, again, our company not only selling the equipment, we would like to provide the end-to-end solution in terms of to do the planning, to build out the bunker, to build out the infrastructure need to install the system, and to do it together.
But the Honourable Minister's message is to encourage partnerships because that's the only way we can collaborate to improve access to cancer collaborations with our partners globally. Okay, so I convert the fact that Nigeria has a new national cancer control plan, 2026 to 2030, which aims to reduce the Nigerian cancer burden by 50% by the year 2030. So, and one of the pillars of that plan is partnerships and collaborations, because that is where we're going to improve access to diagnostics and treatment facilities, and of course, starting also from screening and early detection. So we're hoping that by 2030 we should have reduced our national cancer burden, improve cancer treatment outcomes, improve survivorship, and of course, more Nigerians who come down with cancers opportunity to live fairly normal life again. It's a scheme that is subsidizing cancer treatment. We started what we call the Cancer Access Partnership Program. That Cancer Access Partnership Program provides cancer medicine, anti-cancer medicines by at least 50% reduction. Okay, so, and it's currently available in over 24 hospitals across the country. And then we also have the Cancer Health Fund, which provides free treatment. Yes, because of reduction in budget allocation, not many people are accessing it, but of course we are hoping that with time it will improve. And that Cancer Health Fund was intended to attract counterpart funding from the private sector and from other stakeholders. So we are now hoping to leverage on the new National Cancer Control Plan to be able to engage stakeholders to contribute to that fund. Okay, but on the 16th of this month, that's next week, Tuesday, the Honorable Minister of State will be launching what we call the Social Development of Health Fund, where some cancer patients will be given some support. Because we realize that people who are in the rural areas, their problem is not just the treatment. Their problem also includes cost of transportation to where they can get treatment. Some of them are not even able to feed, not let alone receiving their treatment. Some have issues with accommodation even when they go for treatment. So this compound, if you add the cost of transportation, feeding, accommodation, in addition to the cost of those medicines and the services they are going to get, it all builds to increase the cost of care. So by next week, Tuesday, the minister will launch what we call the Social Development of Health Fund, where he will be supporting cancer patients to be able to even feed, support their transportation and their accommodation where they go for treatment. So when they go to benefit from the other programs, they will also be able to sustain themselves. So that funding will be launched on the 16th of June, and we're hoping also to be launched across the country. And then later in the year, there will be a fundraising to support more cancer patients by the country to have access to care. So the government understands the importance of supporting the citizens, and that is being addressed through the National Technical Working Group on Cancer Control Nigeria.
Thank you very much.